Ground in West Texas, and specifically the county of Scurry, continues to shake. Ken Molestina with an update today on the damage and also the concerns after nearly 100 quakes have been registered in that area since last week.
Breaking news from West Texas. A region not known for earthquakes just experienced its biggest tremor ever, a surprising 5.1 magnitude quake. The small village of Hermleigh felt the shake, sending shockwaves through North Texas and even Dallas. Residents are rattled, and experts are on edge. Could this quake be a one-off event, or is it a sign of deeper changes beneath the Lone Star State? Stick with us as we uncover the potential impact of this seismic surprise. In West Texas, Friday morning began like any other, calm and unremarkable. But at 9:30 a.m., that calm was shattered by a ground-shaking jolt. The earth rumbled with a force so powerful it left everyone stunned. With a magnitude of 5.1, this earthquake wasn't just a minor tremor. It was the most significant seismic event ever recorded in this part of Texas. The small town of Hermleigh, about 200 miles west of Fort Worth, found itself at the epicenter of this seismic upheaval. Known for its slow pace and peaceful charm, Hermleigh was abruptly jolted into the spotlight. The tremors were felt far beyond the town's borders, rattling homes and shaking shelves from North Texas to Dallas. The quake was so intense, it caused some structures to wobble, making for a loud and chaotic scene. This event didn't come out of nowhere. In the days leading up to the big quake, the region had experienced a series of smaller tremors, a 4.9 quake earlier in the week and a 2.5 the day before. These pre-quakes hinted at the turmoil brewing beneath the surface, and their cumulative effect left locals on edge. West Texas isn't known for frequent earthquakes, making this series of events even more unsettling. Now, the Permian Basin, where this quake struck, has been experiencing a notable uptick in seismic activity over the past decade. Unlike the seismic hotbeds of California, Texas's earthquake increase has often been tied to oil and gas extraction practices, particularly hydraulic fracturing, fracking, and wastewater injection. While minor quakes have been relatively common, the recent surge in activity has heightened concerns about larger, potentially more damaging events. The region's ancient fault lines are vulnerable to reactivation, possibly exacerbated by human activities. The 5.1 magnitude quake fits into a worrying trend where energy extraction processes are increasingly linked to seismic events, prompting intense scrutiny of how these practices might be influencing the geological stability of the area. Despite the quake's severity, initial reports indicated no major casualties or catastrophic damage. However, the fear of infrastructure failure looms large, particularly for older buildings ill-equipped to handle seismic shocks. For instance, the Robert B. Greene building in Bexar County had to be deemed unsafe following a previous quake, highlighting how vulnerable some structures can be. In the aftermath, the Texas Department of Emergency Management, TDEM, played a critical role. They leveraged real-time data from TexNet, the state's earthquake monitoring network, to guide local governments and emergency teams. This seismic data was crucial for assessing the quake's impact and coordinating responses. TexNet's continuous monitoring not only tracked aftershocks, but also provided vital insights into ongoing seismic activity, keeping officials and the public informed and prepared. This constant flow of information is essential for maintaining situational awareness and readiness in the face of such unpredictable natural events. Afterwards, residents were advised to stay indoors and take cover under sturdy furniture to protect themselves during aftershocks. Clear and straightforward instructions from TDEM were vital in easing the community's fears and ensuring they knew how to stay safe during these seismic events. As the seismic activity heightened, officials emphasized the importance of preparedness. Homeowners were urged to assemble emergency kits stocked with essentials like water, non-perishable food, flashlights, batteries, and first aid supplies. A family emergency plan was also recommended to help everyone know their role and rally together in a crisis. Local governments and emergency teams rolled out outreach programs to educate residents about earthquake safety. Public service announcements, informational booklets, and workshops aimed to boost awareness and readiness. In response to the recent quakes, there's a push for stricter building codes and retrofitting older structures, reinforcing the commitment to public safety and earthquake preparedness in a state not typically known for seismic activity. However, in Texas, many locals might not know the essential safety precautions. That's why preparation and education are critical. The state government is now eyeing tougher construction standards to better withstand seismic shocks. History reminds us of the unexpected, like the 5.4 magnitude quake that rattled the Texas Panhandle on July 30th, 1925. While it caused only minor damage, such as shaking furniture and dishes, it underscored the potential for seismic activity anywhere in Texas. Another notable quake was the Mexia-Wortham earthquake on May 6, 1932, with a magnitude of around 5.0. It affected a vast area and highlighted the region's vulnerability. The 1957 Gladewater earthquake, also with a magnitude of 5.0, was linked to fluid extraction from oil fields, spotlighting the connection between seismic activity and oil production. These events have sparked a renewed focus on strengthening building codes and retrofitting old structures to make them more earthquake-resistant. The recent earthquake has also piqued scientific interest, with researchers investigating if human activities like fracking are contributing to increased seismic activity. As scientists delve into these patterns, the quest to understand and potentially mitigate future quakes continues, revealing how our actions might influence seismic events. Adding to the concern, a 4.9 magnitude quake had struck Rotan just days before the 5.1 quake, raising questions about West Texas's seismic stability. The shallow depth of this latest quake, around 1.1 miles, likely contributed to its widespread impact, making the shaking more perceptible even at greater distances. This earthquake was a remarkable event for many locals. Abby Hagar, a California native accustomed to the rolling shakes of her home state, was caught off guard by the jarring nature of this Texas quake. Unlike the smoother rolling quakes she's used to, this one felt like a sudden, violent jolt. Meanwhile, experts like Brian Stump from Southern Methodist University emphasized the quake's significance, noting its rarity in West Texas. This quake wasn't just an isolated event, but part of a broader, unusual series of tremors. The scientific community is now abuzz with questions about the quake's origins. Could human activities, like hydraulic fracturing, be linked to these seismic events? Researchers are delving into data to uncover patterns and determine if our actions are influencing seismic activity. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the link on your screen to dive into more of our content. See you there.